Today, let's dive into Super Love Story. This is Mr. Easy. He was known for his easygoing nature, good looks, and most importantly, his wealth. Women threw themselves at him, but he never seemed satisfied. He had a type, the classic beauty, usually blonde with long legs and a nice ass. But after a while, all these women started to feel the same. So when he heard about Jane, an uncommon beauty who wasn't after his money, he decided to give her a chance. But would that be enough? Could Jane win Mr. Easy's heart, or would she just be another notch in his belt? Or could this actually lead to true love? Let's find out in today's story. Once upon a time in a bustling city lived a young woman named Jane. Unlike many others, Jane was not dazzled by Mr. Easy's wealth or fame. She saw through his charming facade and knew there was more to him than his money and good looks. Despite her friends' constant teasing, Jane remained unfazed by his advances. "You're so blind," they'd say. "He's just using you for your looks." But Jane was sure that Mr. Easy was capable of genuine love. She just needed to show him what she meant. Little did she know that Mr. Easy was also battling his own internal struggles. Despite his playboy image, he craved a deep connection and was tired of the meaningless flings. He too saw something special in Jane and began to open up to her. One day, Mr. Easy invited Jane to a lavish party at his mansion. As they entered, people turned to stare at them, whispering comments. All eyes were on Jane, trying to figure out who she was. Meanwhile, Mr. Easy, ignoring the stares, led her to a quiet corner away from the prying eyes of society. There, amidst the soft music and dim lights, he turned to her and confessed his feelings. Overwhelmed with emotion, Jane realized that this moment was more than just a conquest for Mr. Easy. It was the beginning of something real. He had never felt this way before, and he was eager to spend the rest of his life with her. In that dimly lit corner, amidst the whispers and stares, Mr. Easy proposed to Jane, and she said yes. Their wedding was the talk of the town. Everyone wondered how the cold-hearted Mr. Easy had fallen head over heels. But in the sea of curious onlookers, there was one person who couldn't be happier than Jane. That was her best friend, Sarah. Sarah had been there for Jane through thick and thin, always ready with a helping hand or a listening ear. She was thrilled to see her friend find happiness with someone as dashing as Mr. Easy. At the reception, amidst the cheers and applause, Sarah couldn't help but steal glances at the happy couple. She had known Jane would find love again after her divorce, but seeing her radiant at the altar took her breath away. However, not everyone shared in Sarah's joy. In the crowd stood a man, his face etched with bitterness. It was Charles, Jane's ex-husband. His eyes were filled with regret as he watched Jane and Mr. Easy exchange vows. Charles had been a wealthy businessman, but his arrogance and ego had driven a wedge between him and Jane. When she left him, Charles had felt the sting of rejection deeply, leading him to seek solace in alcohol and casual flings. But none of it could fill the void left by Jane. Now, watching her marry another, Charles realized the depth of his loss and the price he had paid for his pride. He had never stopped loving her, and seeing her move on brought back a flood of emotions. Charles, who arrogantly sexually assaults Sarah, Jane's best friend, when she is working as a secretary in his company, also vowed to destroy Mr. Easy. The ceremony ended with the kiss, sealing their bond as husband and wife. In the weeks following their wedding, Mr. Easy and Jane embarked on a series of romantic adventures. They explored quaint cafes, strolled through art galleries, and danced the night away at jazz clubs. Their love blossomed, turning each day into a new chapter of romance. But then suddenly, Mr. Easy's phone rang, shattering the romantic moment. It was his business partner informing him about a critical deal that had fallen through. Mr. Easy's face fell. This deal was crucial, not just for his business, but for the financial stability of his entire company. He had put his trust in his partner and never imagined it would go south. Now he felt the weight of responsibility crushing him. As Mr. Easy grappled with his business woes, Jane noticed a change in him. He seemed distant, his usual charm replaced by a brooding silence. Concerned for her husband, she tried to talk to him, but he would brush her off, saying it was just work stress. Jane, however, was not convinced. She knew there was more to his behavior, and she was determined to get to the bottom of it. One evening, while Mr. Easy was on a business call, Jane decided to take matters into her own hands. She went through his files, hoping to find some answers. What she found shocked her. The deal wasn't just a failure, it was a betrayal. Mr. Easy business partner is Charles, her ex. He did not only sexually harass her friend Sarah, he also stand a business woes for her husband. Charles, his business partner, had not only jeopardized the company, but had also stolen a significant amount of money. Jane felt betrayed and angry. She confronted her husband, demanding answers about his relationship with Charles. Mr. Easy, torn between his love for Jane and his desperation to protect his company's reputation, hesitated. But seeing the hurt in Jane's eyes, he knew he had to come clean. With a heavy heart, he told her everything, the betrayal, the deceit, and his fear of losing everything. As Jane listened, her anger turned to empathy. She understood the pressure her husband was under and the importance of his company to him. In that moment, she knew she had to be the one to support him. She held his hand, promising to stand by him through thick and thin. Together, they devised a plan. Jane, with her sharp intellect and business acumen, helped Mr. Easy navigate the crisis. She worked tirelessly, strategizing ways to save the company and regain their lost trust. Her involvement surprised everyone, but it was clear that Jane was not just a trophy wife, but a force to be reckoned with. As the months passed, Jane and Mr. Easy faced their challenges head-on. They worked as a team, supporting each other every step of the way. Their bond grew stronger, and their love deepened. They had not only saved the company, but also learned the true meaning of partnership and trust. Jane and Mr. Easy stood hand in hand on the stage, basking in the applause of the crowd. They had just been awarded the title of Best Couple of the Year by their peers. But for them, the award was more than just recognition, adding up to the testament of their journey. In the evening, Jane happily told her husband about Charles' sexually assault move to her best friend, Sarah. Jane expressed the reason for standing up to the company challenges immediately. She explained how she is the brain behind Charles' business success and how she was disappointed by his sexual misconduct to many ladies working in his company. Charles was later arrested and sentenced to years of prison time. But they knew their journey was far from over. Life had more twists and turns in store, and they were ready to face them together. Jane saw Mr. Easy as a person and gave him a chance despite his flaws. She didn't hide things from him and was willing to communicate her thoughts and feelings openly. This helped them to build a strong foundation of trust and understanding in their relationship. By being honest, communicative, and supportive, Jane was able to build a relationship with Mr. Easy that went beyond just physical attraction or financial status. And that's the most important lesson of all. All right, folks, that's all for today. We hope you enjoyed the story and the lessons that came along with it. Until next time, keep an eye out for love. Like and subscribe for the next episode.